But let's kick things off with Prince Andrew, who, of course, is no longer Prince Andrew.
I mean, finally exposed for some of his lies this year. Email exchanges with Epstein revealed that Andrew's relationship with Epstein, his friendship, went well beyond his initial claims in that BBC interview. And the public had just had enough. He was caught in a lie, and people started demanding that he lose all of his privileges, absolutely all of them. Now, when the Queen was alive, she did take away some of his titles, and she took away all of his responsibilities. And we can being told, but he's always going to be a prince. He was born a prince, there's just no way around her. But King Charles technically stripped Andrew this year of his titles, using his royal prerogative, using formal documents like letters patent and royal warrants to erase his styles, like, HRH and Prince. And he stripped him of his Duke of York title. He's no longer a member of the Order of the Garter, the Royal Victorian Order. And he did all of this without meeting Parliament, which kind of gave us a wake-up call regarding the power the king truly has when it comes to things like this, because we've all been taught that it's incredibly hard. But King Charles stepped in. He moved fast, officially yanking all of those titles and honors from Andrew because of mounting public pressure. A rare and controversial show of royal power this year.
Absolutely right. And I mean, he must have absolutely detested it and hated it, because you could see at that funeral that took place a few months back of one of the older members of the royal family, where he kind of sidled up to Prince William and tried to make some kind of joke about something, like you do at a funeral, and he just had this kind of terrible look from his nephew, who just looked at him like, what the hell are you even thinking, talking like that?
You're right. That was one of the... there were a few dominoes that fell this year that led to this big ordeal, the big stripping of the titles. And that was one of the moments where the public sat back and thought, why is he here? Why is he in a position to be standing next to the future king? The optics are great. And it was his arrogance and smugness at the Duchess of Kent's funeral that turned a lot of people off.
It really did. Let me bring you guys in. Russell, you've got a favourite Prince Andrew moment from his time through the years?
Well, kind of precisely none of them, really. I mean, he's just absolutely humiliating, isn't he? For us Brits that are kind of proud royalists and really love the royal family and all the tradition and all the pomp and ceremony that goes with it. I'm not sure who's been more of a disgrace, really, between him and Harry and Meghan. I guess in terms of things that he has done blatantly wrong as part of this kind of elitist approach that he seems to have to everything, I guess it's got to be him, particularly over Epstein and so on. But he's also apparently, from what I hear, just not a very nice person.
No.
Those people that have worked with him or had the misfortune to work with him over the years say that he's just an absolute arse.
This is so typical of these situations, and more often than not, I'll get a phone call from some so-called celebrity who will be hit by some scandal of some description. And one of the first things that we always have to do is, beyond protecting them from any particular threat, is to try and manage the optics around them and manage obviously any kind of press, but the control of the people around them. And Russ, you're absolutely right. The biggest problem that Prince Andrew's had is this whole tide has broken, and the dam has broken, and the water's coming through of various people who've known Prince Andrew, who worked with him, even members of the Buckingham Palace and Royal Household Security, breaking stories about basically all the teddy bears on his bed, and then various other individuals.
Sorry, that's telling in itself.
Exactly.
A man in his 60s that has teddy bears on his bed. I mean,
don't you, Russ?
That should be that should be the absolute red flag.
I mean, it should be. And there was a photograph, basically, of how they should be arranged on his bed, and if they weren't arranged specifically to that,
completely creeping me out.